onto the flight deck of the Kearsarge for a quick flight on a Navy Seahawk over to another warship in the Expeditionary Strike Group. Our flight crew helps make sure we're strapped in. And moments later, we're airborne, heading to the U.S.S. Gunston Hall. The G-Hall, as some sailors call it, is a smaller amphibious assault ship. When we land on the flight deck, the Navy deckhands run out to attach chains to the chopper to secure it. This big ship does have a tendency to rock, and we don't want to fall into the drink. Down on the water below, the ship has its rigid hull inflatable launched. When at anchor, it's deployed to act as a security patrol, keeping an eye on who and what is close by. The order of the day aboard the Gunston Hall is training. As the Navy flight deck crew is practicing touch-and-go landings with some giant helicopters, this one's call sign is Cadillac 20. It's important for the flight deck crew and for the flight crew of the chopper to know the drill. Practice, after all, makes perfect when you've got a deployment coming up.
A big buoy.
Up on the bridge, a bridge watch team is plotting a course off the Carolina coast. Team members do it the old-fashioned way, with binoculars or with the latest high-tech navigational aids. Down below in the well deck, a giant Navy LCU, or landing craft utility. It's being used by the Navy to move everything from these Marines to tanks and other vehicles. While we're aboard, we go to see what's called a replenishment at sea, a sophisticated and delicate maneuver.
Two F-18 jets, just side by side, and and passing them a full meal of maybe breakfast, pancakes, hash browns.
Right out the window.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Without dropping one piece of food.
Right, exactly.
This is a berthing area. This is where the sailors and the U.S. Marines sleep when they're at sea, and you can see they're stacked up 3 high. Up here we've got a guy who obviously has pictures of his kids and his family. Here's another guy who's a motorcycling enthusiast, trying to make this feel a little bit like home, even though it's not, and they're going to be spending a lot of time here at sea. It's another city at sea, and in another few months, it'll be heading out on another deployment. We say goodbye and catch a chopper ride over to the Marine Air Station at Cherry Point, North Carolina, the end of our trip with the military, wishing the best to all the Navy sailors and U.S. Marines we met, heading off to wherever duty may take them. With the U.S. Navy, I'm Brian Andrews, CBS 4 News.